and people in the territory. And for that, each one of you know what is happening in your context, in your community, what also you have in your own culture works with, and the solutions need to be developed according to this, the local circumstances and the local needs. Regarding the solar panel, there are different technologies about renewable energy. Solar panel, eolic, many others. Last year, with 73 countries participating. This was the actual event that took place at the university, one of the best universities in China, with the CEO of the...
My name is Adriana Valenzuela. I lead the Youth Leadership and Education Program at the Global Center on Adaptation, an international organization that aims to accelerate adaptation solutions. Today, I am in Accra, in Ghana, with the Youth Adaptation Forum. It's the second that we are organizing in Africa. And why? Because we want to build the largest youth adaptation network with one youth organization per country. Young people in Africa is the youngest population in the world, but also young people can bring innovative adaptation solutions. We are organizing these youth adaptation forums to connect young people, to exchange good practices, to showcase adaptation solutions, but the most important is how we build the youth adaptation network. Ghana is a champion country. Ghana is one of the countries that included climate change education as part of the curriculum, and we want that young people will be part of the solution, that they learn what is adaptation, how they can make the communities more resilient, and they are multipliers within the schools, universities and communities. And it is an invitation to all of you, if you are not part of the Youth Adaptation Network, that you can be part. We need everyone to be part of the solutions for people, planet, through partnerships. The Youth Adaptation Forum will, young people will develop a communique with the ideas and recommendations, and this communique will be presented at the Climate Change Conference this year that will take place in Brazil. And young people are discussing what are the adaptation solutions, what are the learning needs, how they can build climate resilient economies, and what also they need to make their innovations possible. After this program will come another phase where youth organizations will receive a training and they will train others. Basically what we need is that young people can help their communities to be aware not only about what is happening, for instance, how they can be prepared for the droughts, for losing the crops, but the most important is what are these concrete solutions, for instance, nature-based solutions, also how you can work with the climate smart agriculture. There are different innovative solutions, and we want to showcase and to bring this information to more young people and to the local communities. Africa, first of all, is Africa is the youngest continent in the world. Young people represent like a population that can bring solutions and innovations. Africa is also a continent that doesn't not emit a lot of greenhouse gases emissions, but is one of the most vulnerable continents. Then what we need to increase resilience, we need to create jobs, we need to create opportunities for young people, but for all the communities. And adaptation brings this possibility, how we can make, for instance, agriculture climate resilient, how we can create jobs, and how this can benefit all the communities. It is an agenda for making a very prosperous continent and to lead adaptation solutions. Climate change is one of the challenges of our humanity. We don't have time to lose. It is an invitation to all of you to be part of the solution. We need that everyone is aware about the impacts of climate change, but the most important is that according to the local needs and circumstances, develop adaptation solutions. If you are not part of the Youth Adaptation Network, please join us and let's make together climate resilient economies, not only for Ghana, but for all the continent.
More than a dialogue. Let it be a launchpad for action. Let it remind us, policymakers, funders, communities, that youth leadership is not optional, it is essential. As Office of the Minister of State for Climate Change and Sustainability, we are ready to work with you, learn from you, and support your initiatives
through the platforms that we are building.
My name is Ruth Jokoto, and I'm representing the Minister of State for Climate Change and Sustainability. Today I am at the Youth Adaptation Forum held in Ghana by the Global Center for Adaptation and the Ghana Youth Environmental Movement. We believe that in every aspect of trying to mitigate or adapt to climate change consequences, youth are always at the center of it. So we welcome this news as a very innovative approach to involve youth into adaptation forums, because we believe that when you go to the communities at the front lines, youth are there. So what best than to involve them when it comes to decision making? So one thing that the minister is trying to do to help with this CSOs is to have a CSO desk at the ministry where we bring together every fragmented policy in every CSO. If one CSO is doing something and then we see a repetitive in another CSO, how do we bring all of them together to help tackle to help solve the climate change through that initiative, but under a bigger umbrella? So I believe that is what the minister is currently working on for all the CSOs in Ghana, and we are hoping that they themselves, the CSOs themselves, will lead this initiative at the ministry. So hopefully we'll engage all of the youth CSOs in Ghana to help mitigate, adapt climate change before any other thing. The people that are participating today, the students, to be involved in the Youth Adaptation Network or to be members of it, I believe in the long run is going to help in networking, because the Youth Network, I'm not sure is just for Ghana, it's for the entire world or the entire African region. So there can be collaborative initiatives among these countries. Maybe something that Kenya is doing, if we see that it is applicable to Ghana, how do we approach that? So the Youth in Adaptation Network can even bring those innovative ideas to the government. So I believe that it is a good call, and then thumbs up to them. We are hopeful that it will not just be a talk, that they are actually going to involve our Ghanaian youth in their projects and activities.